Previously on Survivor.
And that means with a score of 85%, Morado, first time immune, will not be going to tribal council.
And Emma just goes, F you, and flips them off, and I was just like, whoa. So she is already making enemies over there.
Well, we just lost a challenge for the first time, meaning that this week is going to be a bit more stressful than anticipated.
Apparently, Brianna has been going around telling everyone that they got to vote out Andrew.
We're all going to be voting Bree, except for Parker and Brianna, obviously. Hopefully Bree, when she gets voted out, will give her advantage, her tribe self-advantage that she said she has, to Parker.
Third person voted out. Survivor Syracuse New Era. Brianna.
So I kind of know what it is, but yeah, so there's going to be a swap, and I can swap myself with another person or swap two people on different tribes.
In this new Morado tribe, we have Maddie, Marcel, Emma, Lily, Ben. In the new Shallows tribe, we have Eli, Casey, Julia, Mel, and Philip. And in this new purple tribe, which you guys will get to name in a minute, we have Mario, Jason, Savannah, Parker, and Andrew. All right. All right, now you guys really ready to find out stuff? Yeah. The challenge for today is very simple. You gotta find me. In a minute, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna hide somewhere on campus. Every 15 minutes, I will send out a new clue into new group meets that will be made for all of you. First tribe to find me wins. The other two are going to tribal council. I've been told you're not allowed to use cars.
Wait.
Only I can use a car. Because I'm a big boy. Does anyone have any questions?
Where are you going to be?
Like what campus?
No.
Okay.
I'll be on main campus.
Okay.
We have to find you all together?
Yeah.
Or just one of us has to find you?
One of you can find me, but you do not get immunity until your entire tribe is there. I will be sending, as I said, every 15 minutes, there's a new clue. I have 4 clues. After an hour, if you haven't found me, obviously you're going to tribal, I would assume, but we will tell you where I am, and we will take it from there.
Where all students take part.
All students take part. Everyone takes part in dome testing.
I was going to say dome, the dome.
Oh, dome, the dome.
Okay, I'll go.
Is it the COVID testing site?
Every student takes part in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I say dome.
All right, so now we're headed to the dome, I believe. I think, is it at 45?
Okay.
Yeah, good.
For all students.
I think that checking admissions is a good idea.
Yeah.
Crown Science is like down that hill.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, not HBC Crown Science.
Yeah.
Yes, no, you're right. That's actually a good idea. We should do that.
So we're going to the visitor center. Let's see.
Right, new Morado tribe got here first, so they will once again, take back immunity. Not once again, but they had it last time. There you go. Congratulations. Thank you. I also need to know, what's your tribe name?
Pinkle.
Pinkle? Pinkle? All right. Pinkle tribe and New Shallows tribe, you guys will be going to tribal this week, where 2 more people will be sent home, being the 4th and 5th people voted out of Survivor Syracuse Season 5 New Era. I believe that is all I have for you. Film professionals, and I will see you again whenever we meet again. I don't know when that is.
We split into 5, obviously, 3 teams of 5, and lo and behold, I got matched, thankfully, with Emma in my tribe, and also Lily.
I guess the thing at the tribe swap that surprised me the most was Parker's advantage.
We did the challenge and we won. Like, that was sick. It meant less stress, but it meant that I had to try to, like, see what the other tribes are doing, and in one tribe it's working out. Actually in both tribes it's kind of working out, because in all honesty, if we would have stayed as 2 tribes, I would have gunned for Mario anyways, and Mario seems like he's a goner regardless of what he does.
Mario and Parker are now on the same tribe, and it's just Mario from our old tribe. So if Mario doesn't go home, that is going to be a perfect time to expose that him and Parker are roommates, even though I have to a couple people, but not anyone that could do anything about it, I guess.
Thank God for this bad boy. Team immunity.
Ben's not gonna vote me out. I'm his only hope. Marcelo's not gonna vote me out. I'm the only one he is afraid of, but he won't vote me out. He told me that. Hopefully he's telling the truth. Lily won't vote me out. I just think like it would be a bad move to vote me out right now.
But instead of taking one of the 4 people off of his tribe, he took one of the 2 people on the minority tribe, my tribe, and moved it to the other tribe.
Not so much that he had it, but the fact that he immediately thought to use it on me. I know that Eli was like, Parker, 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 as soon as he like saw the number of people in the tribe, I guess, but it was weird because they were both making like eye contact with me. So I was like, okay, is this like a specific thing towards me, or are they just doing it to get the numbers on 2 tribes instead of just 1? You know what I mean?
Maddie was switched over, which I was just like, oh, this is interesting, because it's the 2 girls who are actively looking to get the other out. Maddie, Emma, and Emma, Maddie.
So we still have majority on both the tribes, but instead of spreading it out evenly, we have 4 people on one tribe, 3 on another, and then me, all by myself, 4 Morado people on the I guess new Morado tribe.
I talked to Ben just about, like, I texted him and I was like, hey, do you know anything? Because he was going to try and make the Pinkle tribe vote someone other than Mario. And I was like, if you can make something like that happen for me, I will be in alliance with you. I will not vote you out. He did not pull through on that. He had pretty much no information. He wanted to use the time to make an alliance with me because we know someone mutually, we're mutual friends with someone outside of the game.
And everyone texted me saying they were so sorry that this happened to me and it's part of the game and it's okay. And like, I get it, it is part of the game and I'm not taking it personally, but it sucks. And I don't know, their apologies don't do anything. If Parker could have used the advantage on someone else if it meant that much to him. Clearly it didn't. I understand it had to be someone. Wish I would have done a little bit more to make him want me to be in a good spot.
And I think like those alliances typically do work out, but in this case, I don't think that alliance is going to work out. I will blindside him. I will like pretend that we're in an alliance for sure, because that's a smart move, obviously. He'll trust me. He won't trust anybody else on the tribe. If we do need him for something, he will trust me.
So I have 2 weeks to try and figure out if I can find a way to be on the right side of the numbers in this tribe. Right now I'm by myself. I gotta look and listen. I gotta hope there's some sort of division on Morado. I think my best course of action is saying, look, like, We're gonna get to the merge. You're gonna need allies on the other tribe if you want to survive because they're gonna have the numbers advantage. I know you were on the bottom of your tribe. Let me help you get rid of one of your people. You'll then know you have someone on the other tribe you can trust.
I personally don't want to vote him out first. Whenever we have to go to tribal, I think we should vote for Maddie.
Still, weirdly, I feel like I would be the first to go home because apparently Ben was on the outs of the Shallows tribe, so there's really no reason to send him home. But I was on the outs of my own tribe, so why not just send the person who is on the outs of that little group home? But we won the challenge, so we're not going to tribal. So thank goodness.
That makes it more likely that maybe I'll push Maddie for the next vote. So in terms of the challenge today, if we win, that's great. If we lose, it doesn't even matter because we know who we're going to be voting out. It's either gonna be Ben or Maddie, and I feel like just the three of us are just gonna decide. We're just gonna be like, who do we want out first?
I was thinking, and I think this is an interesting idea, and I'm gonna pitch it to Emma and Lily when we go idol hunting later today. What if we throw the challenge?
I'm a little nervous. I feel like Marcelo and Emma might be a little mad at me because I didn't go idol searching with him yesterday. I had a paper and I couldn't. And we had talked about it all week, and then when I texted Marcelo saying I couldn't anymore, he didn't respond to me, which makes me nervous, and it also makes me nervous that they found it without me.
We did get a clue to a new idol, and I don't know if I'm just dumb or if it's just someone found it, but I walked around for a solid 3 hours on Sunday, walking everywhere that I thought I could possibly be. I thought it could be up near Falk College or up near VPA, and I looked on, pretty much I scoured every inch of every parking garage at the school, so the car thing is probably not as big a part of the clue as I thought it was, but so I didn't find that.
I'm more hoping that Maddie didn't find it more than them, because I trust them, but it's still just weird, and it'll be interesting to see Ben today again to see if he's really desperate, sort of like how he was the other day when we switched tribes.
If I can somehow manage to get off of this tribe, not only will I have a great resume builder, but I'll have alliances that could maybe take me all the way to the end of the game. I'll have choice, I'll have options. We'll get to the merge, and I could be a deciding factor in how the game is played.
I know there will come to a time in the merge when it'll either be me or Emma. Because I feel like we're the two strongest players in the game right now. I don't mean to boost my ego, but I just think that that's true. We just have the most control. We have the most knowledge of what's going on. Except for maybe Eli and maybe the other kid on Shallow named Parker.
So that didn't go as well as expected. Couple of things. I was very surprised, pleasantly surprised, to learn that Eli and Julia really wanted to work with me. We were running at the beginning of the challenge. Julia was like, "I'm so glad you're on my tribe. Can't wait to work with you." Same thing with Eli. We got some dunk in, and Eli was like, you had really good vibes on the first day. I'm really excited to work with you. So I'm like, yes, this is good. They have the 3, we have the 2 on our tribe, so I'm definitely the higher of the 2, which is good.
I'm confused as to why he switched Julia. I'm really confused about that.
The swap, Parker, Emma, that was a lot. This game is so real. This is so crazy. This is insane. I just got back. I just drove Eli home, and I got lunch with Mel and Philip. This is so much. Mario is fully on the chopping block, which I'm not down for, and I have to essentially I'm doing this thing where I'm trying to have control over things that don't like, I need to worry about my tribe, but I'm still worried about Mario and like the rest of like the old Shallow tribe.
Julia and I have a good relationship, and we bonded a lot before our first ever challenge, and we got split up in the tribes. Like, I was like super bummed that she wasn't in my tribe because I really bonded with her. And also it's great to have Casey on my tribe because I feel like I like can trust her. Like, I don't know how she feels about my existence in the game. Truly, I don't know. But how I feel about her is that I know her before this, obviously. It's the same almost as Marcel. It's like, I feel like I can trust you because I feel like we have like a mutual understanding.
I'm on a tribe, our new tribe, the deep tribe, or deep end tribe, is Eli, Julia, me, Mel, and Philip. And I know Julia and Eli and I are like in an alliance essentially, but I was kind of nervous because I think like those two are inseparable. Like, they're together all the time and they're always talking, so I was like, oh shit, like, not that they would vote me out, I don't think they would vote me out, but like I am definitely kind of like the third wheel a little bit in like our new tribe.
He's always talking in we terms, and I'm like, you're making it so obvious that you and Julia are literally inseparable. Like, and he like is the one that told me during the challenge, like, I don't want you to feel like we're like so close and you're like on the outside. And I'm like, bro, like, you literally say everything as a we. Like, be your individual player. Like, I don't know what that deal is.
It's gonna go from 3 to 2, from 3 to 1. So I tried to weasel my way in there, and I said, if we're voting Mel, I want to know that we can vote Casey next time. And they said, sure. Casey's a really nice person, and although she's part of the friend group, she's kind of like the third wheel. So we got Eli and Julia and me. We're all like the soccer players, so we got the soccer alliance. So that's pretty cool.
For some reason, my intuition was telling me that Philip had the idol. Found our idol because I found theirs. So I think that he found my tribe's idol.
I have been talking to Eli and Julia because we have tribal on Saturday and one of us needs to be voted out, so we're thinking of voting out Philip, but apparently Philip may have an immunity idol, and which means that like if we all are like, oh, Philip, like we were voting him out or whatever, he won't have to go home, which means I think what we should do, our best bet, is to have Julie and Eli, because they're meeting with Philip today, to convince him to vote me out, because I really think like there's no way he could convince Eli or Julia to vote for the other person.
I started talking to Philip and he's like, I have a lot of juice. Like, I have a lot of tea and stuff. And I was like, oh, interesting. So we started talking, got to know each other. We were running a lot. We ran ahead of everybody. Our first stop, we got to know each other a little bit. Our first stop was Hall of Languages. And when you go into Hall of Languages, there's the center staircase, and then there's 2 other staircases. And then there's the 2, and then there's a downstairs. Like, you can go down a staircase as well. So I was like, I'll check the right, you check the left. Go up and down, we'll check the Andrews there.
And also we think he has the idol. We think during the last challenge, he found the idol at the Hall of Languages building, the new, whatever the third tribe is, their new idol. Julia thinks that she saw him capturing the idol and he was acting really sus about it and put it in his hat or something.
It was super suspicious. The conversation him and I had right after was really sketchy. He sounded nervous. He sounded like excited, like he was trying to hold something together. So I'm pretty sure Phil found the winning tribe of today. I think he found their idol when we were doing the challenge.
And he admitted to me in the car when I drove him to Shine, just the 2 of us, that he looked for the idol last week like so much. He went to every single memorial, like went so hard. Like, I didn't even freaking like actually look. And I was just like, damn, like, and we all acknowledged, like, Eli and Julie and I acknowledged, like, he's playing super hard. Not, like, in a bad way, but it's just, like, he's definitely gonna, like, go hard. He's gonna be a strong competitor, and, like, if he does have an idol, like, maybe just, like, eliminate him this week.
Philip and I talked in the beginning, and I remembered him. I processed that he was, like, super present, and he was very like ready to play and like all this stuff, and like he was smart. Like he reminds me of Andrew, just a little bit more hungry, a little bit more athletic. Love you, Andrew.
The idle option is I say, Mel is going to play it this week. I can't convince her otherwise. I try my best. And they could be like, okay, so we have to vote Casey. Then I'll say Mel has the idol. And then, next week, I'll convince them that, okay, Mel's good to go. She's not going to play the idol. Let's vote Mel.
Here is the tea. Your boy is finally gonna be giga-braining the hell out of everyone this week. Here is the master plan. So obviously this week we want to vote out Philip. However, I'm not going to be voting for Philip. Instead, I'm going to be voting for Mel with Philip. Do you know why? Well, because Marcelo reached out to me and he was considering working together. I know him and Philip are very tight.
Basically, we want Eli to vote with Philip so that he can keep the loyalty of Marcelo from far away, so that when, you know, come the merge, come whatever, we can get intel and, you know, get close with Marcelo, because like, keep your friends close, enemies closer.
Marcelo's gonna see that and he's gonna be like, or I'm gonna go up to him and be like crying, be like, yo dude, like, I don't know what just happened. I know I'm on the bottom of my tribe. Like, I need you guys. Like, this is like a Russell Hantz thing in Heroes vs. Villains to JT. Because I know Marcelo's a power player, and I want to just get all the information out of him, just suck it out of him, get everything.
Julia and Eli seem really genuine when they're texting to me. They really want to work with me. They keep stressing out. And I trust you and I want to work with you.
It's better to get him out this week, in my opinion, and Julia's on board with that. We just got to make sure he's feeling comfortable.
Good news, bad news. Here we go. So good news. Good news is that it seems like Eli and Julia really want to work with me. There's no way they'd be texting me this much and asking to get dinner and doing all these things if they just wanted to blindside me. They've definitely told me a lot of personal stuff in terms of the game. I don't think they would risk telling that to somebody who they were blindsiding. Bad news is they're still content on voting for Mel. I was able to tell them, or rather convince them, that Mel has some sort of advantage. Like, Julia's convinced that Mel found her tribe's idol, which is like, whatever. Mel doesn't have an idol.
Chef's kiss. My game is so good right now. Okay. I talked to Casey, we ran into each other, we established that we're gonna be like, you know, ride or dies during this period of time of the game. And that, like, we're 100% here for each other, like, each other's number ones until we get to, like, you know, into the merge and down there, like, free for all, you know. So that's solid.
I don't know. I've been talking to Mel secretly because we don't want anyone to know about our recent involvement, and we are kind of forming our own alliance. I mean, we're just being super secretive about it, but she told me that Eli told her to tell Philip to vote for me. But then Eli told me that he's telling Mel to vote for Philip.
I'm the one that told Phil Casey because that's the most obvious vote to get Eli and Julia on in Phil's head, which I like also told him because they're so close that Casey's odd one now, and obviously Phil wants to be with me because old Morado.
This is it. This is Survivor, a new era. And you know what? I would rather make my name trying to be the Survivor player I want to be. I want to go down swinging rather than just sit there and let it pass me by. If they're blindsiding me, they already have their hearts set on it.
I feel like this is the first week that it's getting like really real. Like Survivor is like real right now. And I'm playing this game. I'm like lying through my fucking teeth to Phil. I'm lying through my teeth to him. Like he's gonna be so upset. Phil's gonna be so upset with me if/when he's voted out, because I am absolutely blindsiding him. But I don't give a toot about lying, because that's what Survivor's about. I've decided that I don't care about playing it on this game.
So basically, yesterday, we went to the challenge, we swapped at 15, 3 tribes of 5, not too surprised. Honestly, I was kind of expecting either at 15 or 14. I was hoping more for 14, but it was fine. I am on the new Pinkle tribe. I absolutely love the new buff color. It's super cute, but that's besides the point. When I saw the people on my tribe, I was actually so happy. Like, I was just happy that we had right away a 4-person majority, because it's me, Andrew, Parker, Jason, and then it's Mario.
I was a little bit freaked out. I was honestly like, I don't think I played the advantage like in the best way I could have. It was definitely a lot of pressure, but I think like overall it was good that I was able to protect Julia, because I like do consider like her kind of like my closest ally, and so I think I put her in a really good spot in her tribe.
Eli calls me and he tells me that Parker and Mario are roommates. I did not know that. And they are really trying to do the most, because I went in the elevator with them yesterday in Delplane and Mario got off on the 3rd floor, and I know Parker lives on the 4th. So they are really, really trying to play it up. And Eli also told me like last week that Julia and Mario were already friends. But apparently the 3 of them were all friends before this, and they like know each other. So now Parker already yesterday is like starting to try and convince me for like why we should keep Mario.
Eli was like pulled me aside, and I just kind of knew that he knew, and he was like, do you like know Mario in any way? And I was like I think you know, like, and he was like, yeah, I knew. So Julia actually told him, and so that probably isn't great. It would have been better if he just thought that they were friends from home, because I feel like that would take it off of me, and that would just be like, Julia knows him and Julia wants to keep him, and then I could have gone along with it, but it wouldn't necessarily be like linking us together.
Nobody like from the tribe sees until the show airs, right? Okay, word. Yeah, so Parker's gunning for me to get out. He wants to preserve, Andrew and Savannah called me today and sort of told me that there's some shit going down where Parker is Mario's roommate or something, so they know each other before the game and they have an alliance that's brewing, and apparently Julia's involved. Fact of the matter is, Parker's trying to gun for me to get voted off instead of Mario.
I'm kind of just accepting my fate that I'm going home, which really sucks, because I really want to make it to merge and like play the game, like, and it's like, Jason, I don't want Jason still here. He doesn't even watch a show and he's gonna make it further than me. Like, what even is this?
I guess basically Julia talked to Savannah before to try to kind of like let her know sort of what was going on ahead of time, and I think she told Savannah that that Mario and her know each other, which like I thought was like a good idea, but now I'm not so sure if it was a good idea, because at dinner like we were kind of like talking, all of us, and we were all kind of like insinuating that we were like with Mario, and like Savannah kept kind of like looking down and like looking away and like not really like smiling, and just like reading her body language, like I could tell that she was just so not on board. And like I feel like I know her pretty well at this point, and I could just tell that she was like realizing that it probably isn't in her best interest to keep Mario, and it probably isn't in her best interest to keep Mario.
So yeah, we go to dinner and it was honestly just like kind of awkward. Like they really did a bad job of like trying to convince me. They really just like didn't talk to me about it, and when they did, like it was just like so weird, and like they just didn't really make much of an effort.
I was trying to, first of all, I had to lie the whole time and pretend, no, Julia and Parker, that was like the hardest thing ever. Pretend like I just met them the other day or whatever in front of Savannah, because Eli knows that we know each other, which is risky, but Julia told him, so hopefully that won't be like bite us in the butt. But Savannah, like when I was trying to like throw my pitch to them, and she really didn't seem convinced, which really sucks.
So I brought up my biggest concern, which is essentially that if I keep Mario this week, vote out Jason, let's say we lose, go to tribal again, so the tribe is me, Parker, Mario, and Andrew. I don't think that Mario and Parker are gonna ever vote differently. So I feel like I would be in serious danger there, and I almost think that they would vote me out over Andrew. So I said that to them. I was like, I don't feel like super comfortable with that. Like, that just kind of scares me. And their response was like, oh, well, at that point, like, that's everyone for themselves, whatever. Which doesn't make me feel comfortable at all. I feel like if you were trying to get my vote for this week, you would tell me like, oh, don't worry, like if that happens, like you're safe, you're good, which they just didn't say. So that didn't make me want to keep Mario anymore.
I thought about it a lot. It's been very like mentally tolling, and like it's been a lot to think about and process. But I think what we just have to do is we have to get rid of Mario. It's just that 3 of Mario, Parker, Julia is just too strong to keep in. And as soon as we get rid of Mario, our 5 becomes a normal 5 again. Everything becomes much easier and simple, and it's just what we have to do.
If I vote out Jason this week, that's good for like Julia and Parker, and like they'll trust me and whatever. But then the whole scenario with like if we go to tribal next week and it's the 4 of us, I really feel like I'd be in danger of going home. But if I vote out Mario, then I feel like that is going to piss off Julia and Parker. And who knows, Parker could rally Andrew and Jason together the week after vote me out. Or let's say we win, I make it to the merge, then I feel like Julia might rally numbers to vote me out. So it's just like a situation of, do I want the blood on my hand this week? My goal is to really play under the radar, and I feel like I'm already gonna have to get a little bit of blood on my hands.
What I'm about to do is tell Jason some of this information, so that he has more reason to stick with us and it's less risk keeping him around. Again, if we lose next week and end up having to vote him out, that's fine. I'm fine with that. Parker and Savannah are definitely more important, but at least for right now, if Jason does end up staying around, he's kind of a wild card, and I don't really want any chance of him being pulled in by the original Morados.
So Andrew called me when Parker pitched that to him. Andrew let me know what was going on and said, hey, we're not really on Parker's side here. We want to keep you around. And I agree. I think, not even if it's not just, for preserving me, if we're trying to keep Shallow Tribe going and keep that big alliance going, there's no reason why you'd vote me out over Mario, because Mario and Parker and Julia are way more of a threat later down the road because they're already like breaking away from the original alliance that we have set here. So why wouldn't we just keep going? That being said, I 100% wish that I could just tell them, hey, let's just vote Parker out this week. Like, get him out of here. Because that kid doesn't give a single fuck.
This also solidifies my relationship stronger between Eli and Savannah. And hopefully going into the merge, if this week the other tribes, the Deep Ends tribe, plan to get out Philip goes well, and we get out Mario easily, then we now have an 8-5 advantage, original Shallow versus original Morado.
I just everything I'm going home, and it's so annoying because it's I'm telling the truth. I'm not lying right now. I want to work with them, and I just hope Savannah, I told her, you could have me down the line, I won't vote you out or whatever, but she really just thinks that she's going to be voting with Andrew, and she told me that, so I'm just kind of upset with that because I don't think he's going to be voting with me. I haven't talked to him a lot because when I told him, I texted him the whole thing saying if you ever want to talk this week or whatever, he didn't really bring that up or say he was willing to talk. I think I didn't read the text that he sent me right now, but I think he said that he's not available to talk. Okay, what are you doing right now? You're in Survivor or Survivor? What are we doing? He's really pissing me off.
As bad as this sounds, I don't know if it's in my best interest if Mario stays. And that's bad, but I could never, I can't vote him out, just I can't do that. But at some point it's going to become a huge target on my back once people inevitably find out, because people already know that we're roommates. People are going to find out.
I'm trying. I just got off the FaceTime with Savannah again, and I texted Andrew if he wanted to talk, because Andrew is very hard-headed, just put it point blank, because he's just not being convinced. What else do I have to give? My hand, I'll cut off my hand for you if you want. I'll give you my firstborn. I don't care.
Eli told me that Julia has an idol. So the scary thing about that is that apparently there's some talk that she might give her idol to Mario.
Julia has an idol, and I could ask her to give it to me. I don't know.
Alright, welcome Pinkle to your first tribal council. Let's start right off. Savannah, what's your reaction to your new tribe? How are you feeling on it?
I really like my new tribe. I mean, I like, honestly, the 4 Shallows, and I really kind of got to know Mario. He's super nice, super cool, so I'm ready to go.
Mario, you're at a clear numbers disadvantage, getting a 4-1 swap. How do you feel about that?
A little defeated, but it was nice, having an opportunity to meet new people and everything. It's
see how like the dynamic was of the other tribe.
There was a tribe swapper advantage used. Parker, how do you feel about that? Do you think you used it well?
Yeah, there was a lot of pressure in that moment, but I think I think I did use it well overall.
Now, going into the challenge, Andrew, do you think Luke's help was useful?
See, we did have the idea of just looking for Luke's car, because Luke is the only person that knows his license plate. Although he didn't have it memorized, we said I'll know it if I see it. But sadly, Andrew walked too far away from the car and it kind of messed us up. So I guess not.
Mario, how tough was the challenge?
It was literally, I had the body of like a 60-year-old. So running that much, I couldn't feel like any of my body. I was like out of breath, my knees hurt, my back was sweaty, but I guess it was fun. I was just in a lot of pain. Yeah, I was in so much pain.
So Savannah, Jason obviously isn't here today. Does that affect your vote at all?
I mean, a little bit. I feel like it's taking like something to consider. We were just talking about it. Like, he's not even taking classes, so we don't really know like what he's doing right now and why he can't be here. But I do think it's important to like keep in mind.
Parker, with the Deep End Tribe also voting someone out today, how does that factor into your strategy this week?
I don't think it factors because we didn't know it was happening until we got here, so we like already have plans and stuff. It's just kind of like an added layer, but I don't think it changes anything.
Andrew, is this a straightforward vote for the old Shallows 4-1? Is it gonna be that simple?
I think probably the moment that we swapped, that was like in all of our heads. But this week was so much harder than last week. I think all of us were completely torn and honestly still didn't know what to do like until this morning, because there's a lot of factors like going into a vote like this that's more than just like, at this point in the game, original Shallow and original Morado are done, and there's a lot more factors that have to go into these kind of decisions. So no, it was very difficult to decide.
Parker, you see Mario in this vulnerable position, down 4-1. Do you use that to your advantage and say, this is a number I can use to help me, or do you use that as an advantage for yourself, saying this is an easy person to vote out?
I think like both were in consideration, and like that's what made it really hard because like there were pros and cons to both, I would say. So that was kind of what we were thinking about all week, I guess.
Mario, both tribes have had opportunities to find items. Do you think that could be a possible factor in today's vote?
Yeah, because you never know who like has it or whatever. So I think that's like a huge thing, and see how that can screw up the vote.
Savannah, are you worried at all that an item might pop up for an advantage?
Yeah, a little bit, just because like there's been 3 idols out there and like nothing's been played yet, and so I think it is a possibility. So that something.
And Andrew, what is this vote going to do for your game and your tribe?
Honestly, I don't think anything good. This is not a great position that we've been put in this week. And I think that there are, like Parker said, there are lots of pros and cons to either decision or any decision that we make. So I don't think going out of this vote will be smooth sailing from this point forward. I think whatever happens today, we'll have to be covering our asses for whatever happens.
All right, with that, we're going to vote. Mario, we'll start with you. All right, once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to come up, drop their buff, and leave the tribal council area immediately. With that said, if anyone would like to play an hidden immunity idol, now would be the time to do so. All right, let's. First vote, Mario. Second vote, Jason. It's one vote Mario, one vote Jason, 3 votes left. Third vote, Mario. The fourth person voted out is Mario. That's 3 left now. I'm sorry. Mario, the tribe has spoken. Welcome, Deep End, back to Tribal Council. So let's get right into it. Phil, we'll start with you. What's your reaction to your new tribe? How are you feeling on it?
I think we bonded together really well actually in the first challenge, a lot better than I was expecting to. You know, everybody here seems really nice. It's gonna be tough to vote somebody out, but hopefully we can
get stronger and move together as one more unified tribe.
What about you, Casey? What do you think?
I agree with Phil. Like, I loved everyone on this tribe, and it was almost like a bummer that we all vibed well, because that just makes it harder and it makes coming here that much more, like, worse. So it really sucks being here, to be honest.
Mel, so based on stories that you've heard in your deep end tribe, who do you think was originally the more social tribe? Your Morado tribe or the Shallow tribe?
I definitely think Shallow. So yeah, I don't know. From what I've heard from the stories, it seems like we were really close, really social. Even like not even if it wasn't like close on a game level, at least on a social level, everyone on that tribe seemed like they were vibing.
Now, for this week's challenge, Eli, the challenge was difficult. What was your reaction to it?
It kind of sucked how like there was a moment in the challenge where before anyone found Andrew, I ran into Hendrix trying to find him at like People's Place, and I just completely did not see him to my right. And then once I got out, a whole other tribe was there, and I was like, well, over.
Casey, does the fact that Pinkle is here have an effect on how you vote or what you do here?
No. No, I don't think so. I think, like, regardless, this just sucks, and I'm just really bummed because I like everyone on my tribe.
Now, big elephant in the room, Julia, you weren't originally on this tribe. So what went through your head when you were swapped?
Well, I was like, I don't know, I didn't really care. Like, I didn't know anybody from the other tribe really well, but Mel and I actually, like, became friendly the first day, so that was kind of nice, like, just seeing, like, a familiar face, even though I had, like, Eli and Casey as well, like, seeing a familiar face of Mel and Phil, so, like, I didn't really care. Like, it was kind of, like, fine, you know?
And with that, we entered the new swap period. So Eli, what is it in this new swap period? How do you play? What's the different strategy that goes into this?
I don't really know if there is like a different strategy, because honestly before the swap there was only one strategy, and it was to get one specific person out. So we don't really know what the strategy of this game is. So it's really just about like getting to know everyone, and like whoever you vibe with, who you want to work with.
And Philip, there's a clear original tribe split of 3 Shallows and 2 Morados. How is that for you this week, being on the lesser end of that?
So obviously on the wrong side of the numbers, that's something to think about when you're starting to talk to people and you're starting to make decisions about how you want to move forward with your game. But as a lot of people here said, we meshed really well, and I think people started to let their guard down in terms of people tribe alliances and start to open up to new ones. But that same feeling of being on the wrong side of the numbers when we swapped tribes is definitely still there.
Same question to you, Mel. You're the other person on the show I want to say.
Yeah, no, it's definitely intimidating, especially because, like I said before, like the old challenge tribe seemed super close, so it was like a lot of like testing out the waters to see how like the majority, like the 3, feel about their relationship and trying to feel out like where you stand in the dynamic.
So Casey, in a vote like this, do you maintain your tribal lines and do you vote with the Shallows, or do you switch it up and it's not that simple?
I think kind of like the latter, like going into the tribal swap. Well, before, like last week when we didn't even open our bags yet, I was like, okay, like automatic, just vote the other tribe out. But it's hard once you like actually are in this situation and you vibe so well, like it just makes everything that much harder. Yeah.
So Philip, with everyone vibing so well, in this kind of deficit, do you have a plan going into the vote, or do you just hope that you can make it through the week?
I think everybody needs to have a plan to come to tribal council. Obviously, you want to be in a mindset where you feel you can succeed. But yeah, it's tribal council. Anything can happen. No one is safe.
And you both tribes pre-swap, they had opportunities to find idols. Do you think an idol's going to come into play today in this vote?
I think one can. I wouldn't be surprised, but at the same time, like, as far as I'm concerned, there's a plan, and if that plan is the plan, then I think it should be fine.
And with that, it is time to vote.
Putting a lot of trust in the new lines, Julia and Eli. Hopefully it pays out.
Really bad because I feel like he's gonna be a sad boy, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
Alright, deep end. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to come up, drop their club, and leave the tribal council area immediately. With that said, if anyone has a Hitting the Immunity idol and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Alright, ready to close. First vote. Mel. Second vote, Philip. That's one vote Mel, one vote Philip. Third vote, Mel. Fourth vote, Philip. It's 2 votes Mel, 2 votes Philip, 1 vote left. And the 5th person voted out of this game. Philip. That's 3, that's not. Okay, drop the ball.
Made a big mistake.
Nothing else for it, Philip.
Drop the ball.
I knew I could trust Casey and Julia, and then that makes 3 massive majority. I felt like I'm such about Eli, but I will say I did think that Casey was like the player. I guess I didn't expect Phil to be scheming, I guess, as much as he was. And obviously he didn't think I was scheming as much as I was, so I respect it. He obviously was really mad, which makes sense. But I was just not expecting to see my name. I thought things could have got flipped from Phil, but I thought it would be on Casey. And I guess I have to make sure that the people I'm working with are going to be actually 100% honest with me.
Next time on Survivor.
It's actually a 2-parter challenge. 3 people from season 4 Heroes vs. Villains are going to be coming in, and they're going to grade your commercials.
I'll sit here pretty and wait for your report.
Excuse me, ma'am.
What did he tell
Can you please betray your tribe?
Oh my god.
Not to say that I don't care if we lose, but I wouldn't be upset.
In reality, I am Boston Rob.
I think I'm just blind or I'm an idiot.
Look at my power ranking.
And the 6th person voted out of Survivor New Era.
I'm not, like, I knew beforehand. I'm like not blindsided, thank God, but it was fun while it lasted, I guess. I tried everything I could, so.
That was stupid. Should have gone a lot farther in this game. Pissed off. I knew it shouldn't have. Knew it was gonna come down to a freaking swap screw, man. Just, it had to be that way.
Any thinking of what happened?
Yeah, man, Julia flipped. Knew we couldn't trust her. Eli wanted to get her out from the beginning, and I guess Eli ran his mouth a little bit too much, so that's it. I don't want to talk to any of these people again.
All right.
I'm not done on this show.